Hey, good morning or afternoon or evening or wherever you are in the world. This is Sean. I'm here for day 3 of Design the Life You Love Challenge and Workshop. And today I have no notes. I'm really excited about this particular topic. We've been together for 3 days now, and we've done a lot of heavy lifting, just really looking at where are our gaps in our schedule, what areas can we scale back as far as time wasters, and how can we create boundaries and get balance in our life and all of that. Well, today we're going to talk about what ignites and excites you, and so this should be fun. So basically, we're talking about your passions, and some people know, at a very early age what their passions are and what they want in life, and you've seen them. They decide at 4 years old, I'm going to be an architect, and so then they go on and they become an architect, and they do what they love, and they've always known it. And people like me, it's like we just kind of bumble along through life, for many years trying to figure out, like, what exactly do I like to do, and we go through life that way. And today I want to just get you really in touch with things that are going to really bring quality to your life. And so there's a couple exercises in our daily post today that kind of help you get in touch with that. And then one I'll share kind of as a bonus, because I actually haven't tried this myself, but I'll get to it. But anyway, I think it might be really fun for you. So that's optional, of course. But the two exercises to really get in touch with maybe what your passions are, if you're not really sure, or you want to just kind of, just fine tune that, are these. First of all, what I want you to do is take some time after this broadcast and think about what your childhood playtime looked like. What were your themes of play? What kind of things did you enjoy as a child? And write those things down, So for me, for example, I used to like to play teacher, and I used to organize things, events in my neighborhood. I lived on a street called Morrison Street, and I developed a Morrison Street parade when I was about 11 years old, or maybe even younger than that. There's an airplane going overhead. The dog's barking. Live video. Don't you love it? Helicopter. Okay. Anyway, so I created this parade, and I got all the kids in the neighborhood involved. And so someone had a pony, and somebody had a wagon, and anyway, we had costumes, and it was really quite a production for 10 or 11-year-old or whatever I was. And what happened was the horse kicked the wagon and ran off, went running off with the wagon. Thank God there was nobody in the wagon. But it was like this really big deal. And so that was one of my events. Another event that I did was I should maybe be an event planner. I don't know. But the other thing I did was I had a dog show, and I sold tickets. And my mom was, she's always like, oh yeah, whatever. She was completely surprised when people started driving up from other streets. I had chairs and all that, and I actually recruited a bunch of people to go to this, be there for this dog show. And so she actually didn't think it was going to work, and then people actually showed up. So they bought my tickets and they showed up. So so that was another thing. I organized clubs and that sort of thing. So anyway, at a very young age, I used to like to teach and organize and I guess develop things. As a little bit older child, I guess maybe a teenager, I did a lot of drawings. I used to plan. I had a horse that I bought, and I planned for this perfect stable that I was going to build. And I can't tell you, but hundreds of times I redid this plan. So planning is kind of in my blood, I guess, or things. It's something that I enjoy, apparently. And so that kind of tells me something about some of my, maybe my natural interests very early on. My dog is trying to get on my lap. He's like a huge, I think he weighs 70 pounds. He thinks he's a lap dog. But anyway, that's what I want you to do is think back, did you build things? Did you create things? Were you into crafts? What was it that that you seem to enjoy. I will say too, another thing that I thought of is, I mentioned crafts, is that I was kind of crafty, which I'm not really doing much of these days. But as a child, I liked to do macrame, and so there was beads all over my room. My mom was always like forever complaining about the beads all over my room because I was doing macrame projects, and then I crocheted, and so I used to crochet outfits for my dolls and blankets for my little statue horses and things like that. So again, kind of a creative theme there, right? So so that's the first thing you can do to kind of get in touch with maybe what your passions are, because children kind of naturally are inclined to go that way, to play on about things or play with and about things that are interesting to them and that kind of ignite them, right? Okay, so that's the first thing. The other one, the other activity you can do, second one, is you can think about several things. You know, just kind of give yourself a moment and think, what 2 or 3 events in my life or things that I did or experiences really made me feel alive? When did I feel the most alive in my life? That sort of thing. And write those things down. And that will give you a clue into what your passions are, what really excites you, right? If you can think back to those things. So for me, some of the things that I think of are some of my traveling adventures. I used to do a lot of traveling. Then I had 3 young kids, and you know that's not really happening now. But you know, I'm not a risk taker like bungee jumping, jump out of the airplane, anything like that. I mean, I should say never. I should be old enough and wise enough to know to never say never. But that's not really exciting to me. That sounds scary, and I just, at this point, I would never want to do that. But I do like kind of being on the edge. I noticed that the things that I think back on were some of my traveling adventures and some of the experiences I had getting myself out of situations or finding a place, you know, using my map and finding a place, you know, to stay or whatever. And so travel is something that I really enjoy. And so I can't really do that. But actually this workshop, you know, it's interesting that as I was kind of planning this, I started thinking about my own life, and I started thinking, well, what could I do? You know, I haven't thought about that for a while, but you know, I don't see myself taking my 3 young kids, you know, to France right now or whatever, but maybe, you know, I can infuse more day trips into into our lives. You know, I like that when I think about the little day trips that I've taken with my kids. You know, it's fun to find a new place, a new restaurant that we enjoy, or that sort of thing. So basically that's kind of the crux of today, is to really kind of get in touch with that. And then the next step, which we're going to get into tomorrow and the next day, is kind of pulling all this together and planning a life you love, right? So think about those things that excite you, and then you can just infuse those in even small ways. Take a piece of it. Maybe I can't travel to France. Actually, France isn't one of the places I would probably first want to go, but let's just use that as an example. Let's say Hawaii. That's kind of something I've been interested in lately. So maybe I could start looking into that, just kind of having fun, looking at, well, where would I want to stay, and talking to people about it and that sort of thing. So you can take a piece of what excites you and just kind of, you know, infuse that into your life. So I hope that helps. I hope that will be fun for you. The other activity that I ran across that I decided not to do because I haven't actually done it myself is someone had suggested a really cool idea is to do a Pinterest board and just kind of look, you know, and some of you may be doing that already, but just kind of create a board on things that you want to do in your future, things that interest you, and just kind of see what kind of things, you know, just put them on your board and then look at it and see, you know, what kind of things overall am I picking and choosing, and is that something that I really want to incorporate in my life? So that was another fun activity. So I will leave you with that. Tomorrow we are going to be pulling some of these pieces together and talking about how to really start taking these steps towards the life you love. If you're not part of the challenge or the workshop that we're doing right now and you want to be, it's not too late. So up until Friday, feel free to jump on, and I'm going to be posting all the content at the end, so everyone will get a chance to see it all. So if you're interested in doing that, just go ahead and type in SeanHenson.com. So my name is at the top of this post, SeanHenson.com / I have a few sign up pages, so you can do /1, that's probably the easiest, or / happy-life is another one. And just click on that, and I'll go ahead and be sending you information about how to get into the group. And I got a weak connection, so I guess I will sign off. So anyway, I hope you're all enjoying the workshop, and I know I am. It's been good for me to kind of revisit some of these things, and you know, it's kind of an ongoing process, you know, in life, isn't it? Just trying to figure it all out, how to maneuver and make the best of our life. So all right, well, we'll see you tomorrow.